Your growing e-commerce site slows down every time you run a holiday sale. Traffic hits the server, CPU usage spikes, and checkout pages freeze. On basic shared hosting, your site is packed onto a server with hundreds of other accounts. When a neighbor's website gets busy, it eats up the processing power your store needs to function. The standard architectural upgrade to fix this bottleneck is moving to a virtual private server, or VPS. NepalCloud offers entry-level VPS plans starting at 899 rupees per month. That price point looks incredibly attractive for escaping the limits of a shared server. But buying raw computing power at that rate comes with a specific operational cost you need to understand up front. This table compares shared hosting to unmanaged VPS. Shared hosting gives low cost and handholding, but forces shared resources. Unmanaged VPS gives dedicated resources, but zero handholding. Notice the shared pool overlapping. The VPS model provides an isolated resource cube. Compute power belongs entirely to your application. You gain raw server power, but you lose the safety net. You essentially become your own system administrator. We are going to break down exactly what kind of hardware you get for 899 rupees a month and define exactly who has the technical skills to actually use it. Buying a VPS is a direct trade. You give up management convenience to get raw, isolated performance. NepalCloud builds the backbone of these plans on AMD EPYC version 3 Milan processors. They pair those CPUs with Samsung NVMe storage drives. For a growing application, NVMe directly accelerates database read and write speeds, meaning user queries load faster. You can find cheaper servers overseas, but budget hosts hit those rock-bottom prices by cutting corners on storage speed and memory quality. This diagram shows a server host node that has been heavily crowded with user blocks. This illustrates overselling, the practice of putting too many customers on one machine, hoping they don't all use their resources at the same time. NepalCloud enforces a strict no overselling policy. Watch as the blocks organize into strict grids. Your RAM and CPU cores are rigidly defined and isolated, protecting your site from performance drops during peak hours. Because these resource allocations are rigid, they cannot burst beyond their limits. You have to predict your traffic and buy the correct tier, like the starter or growth plan, from day one. Combining Milan CPUs, Samsung NVMe drives, and strict resource isolation justifies the baseline price. It prioritizes long-term stability over the race to the bottom. Raw computing power only matters if data can physically reach your users quickly. This map shows a network packet routing directly from NepalCloud's Singapore data center into Kathmandu. When we compare the ping times, you can see why this routing matters. Singapore provides a highly efficient latency balance for audiences specifically based in Nepal. If your primary customer base is located in North America or Europe, this specific data center setup is less ideal. But for local developers, NepalCloud integrates domestic payment gateways directly into the checkout process, including options like eSewa, the Khalti digital wallet, and direct ConnectIPS transfers. You don't have to navigate international banking restrictions, register for special dollar cards, or worry about fluctuating exchange rates just to keep your server online. Combining optimized Asian data routing with friction-free local payments makes this offshore hardware function entirely like a domestic asset. This chart maps out exactly who is responsible for the server, illustrating the strict boundary of an unmanaged service. On the left, NepalCloud handles the infrastructure. Their support ticket system will provision the server, manage network outages, ensure the physical hardware is running, and handle billing. Inside the server, you receive full root access. Root access gives you complete freedom over the software stack. You can install Node.js, run Python scripts, or build custom staging environments exactly how you want them. But NepalCloud will not touch the right side of the chart. They will not harden your operating system security, deploy your applications, or configure your automated backups. Managing firewalls, running updates, and keeping the software stack stable takes dedicated team hours and specialized system administration expertise. The financial savings you get on the premium hardware are directly offset by the sweat equity required to self-manage the software inside it. This flowchart will tell you exactly what to buy, starting with one question: do you need custom software or have high traffic? If you run a standard site with low traffic, stay on shared hosting. You don't need dedicated hardware. If you need custom software, like Node.js, or your store is buckling under high traffic, you move down the VPS path. That brings us to a second critical question. Does your team possess back-end system administration knowledge? If your team understands Linux and server management, confidently purchase the NepalCloud VPS. If nobody knows how to configure a server, do not buy an unmanaged VPS. Purchase managed cloud hosting or hire an agency. Accurately judging your team's technical limitations prevents a costly mismatch between hardware power and management capability. If you own a business and your heavy WooCommerce site is slowing down, you definitely need isolated resources. An NVMe-powered VPS will drastically speed up your store, but the blank server is completely useless without an administrator to build and maintain the software engine inside it. But if you are a local developer or run an agency, this premium, unmanaged hardware becomes a highly responsive sandbox. It provides a clean, unshakable foundation to build and deploy custom apps without fighting managed host restrictions. NepalCloud's VPS is a hardware-first investment designed specifically for technically competent teams. It is not a plug-and-play fix for beginners. Achieving true digital scalability requires matching premium computing power with the exact right operational expertise